to my playground. This is the Mad Chemist Church, or Church from Gerch, depending on where you know me from. And welcome to Madman Review. Today we're taking a look at Planet Crafter. Now, this game's actually been around for quite a while, but they just updated the game and added the Moons update, as you can see down here. They also have a DLC, which, when it was on sale, wasn't too bad. It was like, I think normally not on sale, it's like $6. But on sale, you can pick it up for $2-3, which is what I did. And all it does is it adds an extra planet to the solar system, or it unlocks travel to the extra planet. So let's hop in. Alright, so you can see the whole premises of this game is you're basically going out and you're terraforming planets. As you can see here, this is kind of you can build these screens and you get basically a heads up of like what's going on over the entire course of the planet. Yes, you're infecting a small zone, but this is kind of just showing you what's happening over the planet in its entirety. As you can see in this area, terraforming stage, I'm on natural life, which I'm about 11% into complete terraformation. Now you might say, well, usually you do things in the game and then you do your review. I have beaten it to a point, but that's the thing with these indie games, is that there's no technically beating them. It's getting to the end of the content that's available and then moving up, and then, you know, coming back in like a year. That's one of the things I want to do, is I want to give these games like a year or two to breathe, and like other things like I do with these, especially with these games, I come back and I play them in a year, sometimes every other year or so I want to give these games like a year or two to breathe, play them again, and then do like an updated review to show off like all the cool new stuff, because these games are always updating and these games they're going to be around for several years. And the cool little things you can find, especially on the newer planets and in some of the like random generated areas, you can find these little statues of creatures. This the creature specific to the moon, yes, area I'm at is a moon. The creature that I can bring from here to another planet is this little crab dude, and they all have different genes. You can like change the shell and like what's growing on the shell. And it's the same thing with all animals. You get these things over here. Gives you turn these into genetics. You take the genetics and you craft your creature. Same kind of thing over here. Tells you what you need, and then you can craft like butterflies, fish, frogs, different kinds, and then each different kind gives a stat to something. So if I was to go to my crafting, it's not my crafting. I've been playing other games, so I don't remember. B is usually either backpack or craft. Here's a crafting station. You can make some of your stuff, like your upgrades. This is like the upgraded crafting. Your standard crafting station gives you little chips and modules and low tier stuff. Agility boots, your exoskeleton, oxygen tanks, backpacks, upgrades for your suit, all different kinds of things, flashlights, penning, create water, create oxygen, bigger backpacks, bigger tanks, something kind of for an end game. Other crafting items, stuff, rockets for rockets, you know, obviously. Water filter so you can drink water straight from the tap. Air filter, obviously, helps you breathe. Jetpack so you can fly, or hover. And then other kind of crafting items. And then kind of the final tier makes some of the higher end stuff that you can't get normally. Recycler to obviously break stuff down. Decompositioner to get rid of stuff. Like, this is a lot of stuff that you get so much of that it just fills up a container, and then your automated drones will stop getting it for you. Fuses. You can actually change out your spacesuit. You can get silkworms to get you some silk. So far, there's only 6, 7 different food items. And then you can then take those food items and either consume them or turn them into meals. I don't have any of that set up. Right now I have it to set, because there's these things called auto crafters, and these will auto craft one item as long as the items are within range. That guy's set to craft superfood, which is just, if I go here, honey and beans. So beans, honey, this guy crafts it, it sets it in the inventory, and then it'll come to here, and then I can take it, eat it, replenish it. This is just the normal food. I don't believe you can make this. If there is a recipe for this, I haven't found it, but I do have the recipe for this. I'll consume one. Fills it up pretty good. This is just an offshoot base. I really don't have a lot here. I mean, the storage here is actually really good in comparison to like my main base, but I fumbled around, and my main base wasn't like I was learning, but now that I know what to do, I have all these storages, which you can tell, a lot more storage. As you can see, I have the highest tier backpack. I have all the things I need. High tier oxygen tank, the water, my spacesuit. Take that off, put it back on. Kind of do like an emote, shows you what your spacesuit looks like. Sort option, of course, you can click that, it sorts everything for you. Obviously, I have everything labeled so that it just here. Then you can see, as you've seen already, there's these little robots that keep flying around. Those are drones. You build a drone station. You have your drone storage. Then you have drone crafting. And then an overview of what is going on through the entire planet. Everything is through the entire planet, no matter where you put it, anywhere on the map. It's all just works. You can see lots of bees to produce honey, which they produce bee larvae. I get all the excess bee larvae. There's not really much you can do with bee larvae other than just trash it or maybe turn it into genetics, and then there's not much you can do with genetics either. What I can do is I can trash the bee larvae, keep the honey, turn the honey into superfood. And then another thing they added, so now see, this is what the jetpack does. It gives you kind of like a boost, kind of hover. So then what I can do, normally you can't do that, you'd have to drink purified water, but because I have the filter, then what I can do is I can tell all the drones to come over here, and click on this and put demand. So this thing wants this. Then they fill it to this, to the end here. And as soon as I have it selected, so that as soon as that last item hits the spot, it shoots off, and then I get credits. Come over here, and it tells me these are the items that will get me credits. This is how many per item I get, and then all the different fun things that I can use my credits on. Now, there was blueprints and other things on here that I've already purchased, so you can't see. Trust me, they're there. Trust me, bro. This is your extraction. This is how you travel from planet to planet. As you can see, I've already built the rocket. This is for satellites. What satellites do is they increase how fast a planet terraforms by putting a rocket out there, a satellite out there that continues to do something specific, and that gives you a massive bonus. As you can see, these tier 2s give you a 5,000% bonus, whereas the tier 1s only give you 1,000, and other ones do like 1,500, 500. The animals 1,750. And then there's other like map rockets, and then the drone visualization, the GPS, and all that stuff does is, all those rockets do is Of course, the drone visualization allows me to see the drones on the map. The GPS, as you can see, I have GPS tier 4, allows me to see the entire map. And then the map informational rockets tells me, oh look, if I put a thing here, I can get that specific fish egg. Or if I put a thing here, I can get that specific insect larva. And it tells you the ring of what's needed to gather it. So if I wanted this, which is phosphorus, I'd need a green, which is this guy. I'd put one down, boom. I don't have phosphorus. The drone goes out, gets it, and then puts it into my designated storage. Same thing with any of this. So like I have a bioplastic drone out there, and I have a phosphorus drone out here. And you can kind of go back to here. And they'll go out there, they'll grab it, and they'll put it back. Last but not least, this is a taxi rocket, or taxi kind of drone that I select where I want it to go. It fills its inventory up with what I select, and then comes back to me. So if I say want to send it to Prime or Humble or Selena, then I pick like I want to get, I have 4 on this planet. I click, I add 4, set 3, launch the shuttle, it goes, it grabs it, it brings it back here. Generally, this is about a 9-minute-ish wait per trip. Same thing with the other rocket, the one that already took off. That's what that rumbling was. This is another one that's about 500 seconds, so another, it's 10 minutes. Last but not least, one of the other things you can build is your vehicle. You can build yourself a rover, upgrade it. You see all these different upgrades, lights. I have it set up for logistics. Logistics is the little drones. So basically, if I fill the vehicle up, the drones will come and grab things and then put them away. A beacon, as you can see that little home beacon there. And then inventory increasements, light increasements, speed increasements. These increase pressure. These are the tier 5, the highest ones you can get. Those increase pressure. I guess those de-rendered. There was trees out here. These produce larvae. These produce gases, as you can see. Kinds of gas. These guys out here, they don't really produce anything. You put butterfly larvae in here. And then, as you can see, this for the planet, this is generating 57,000 grams per second of animal matter, animal DNA. The other things, I know they just did an update here like a week ago. Those rocks out there put more loot around. I don't know what that means. I updated it, I think, like a day or 2 ago. So I haven't gone out there to see like what more loot. These are the animals. This is just an examples. This is a base one. One of the base ones you get from the main planet. Another base one you get from the main planet. And then this is the one that comes from this planet. I didn't have any traits, so you can see the shell has nothing on it. But the trait for this guy, whatever trait number you put on there, is the corresponding trait, like spikes or shells or barnacles. I don't really remember. I think it's this guy's spine. Is his trait? Yeah, he's a variant. Variant 5. You can also change their patterns. This spreads flowers. These guys, I believe their variance is their horns. If you put a variant on it, you can get the horns growing off of it. I don't have too much on these ones. Of course, this is a feeder. It'll automatically feed any animals that I put in here. You can get up to 5, yes. So I'm missing 100% sure where it is. Oh, there it is. This is another one of the originals. It's like a little, like, caterpillar shark. I believe its variance is like its back and its tail here. And those are the heaters. Those will heat up the planet. Those are the tier 5, the highest tier. I believe you see these trees aren't very not natural. That's because I have this tree grower here. This one will bring trees. These trees, as you can see, this is a wild one. So his little variant, he's got like little algae growing on him. Yeah, these trees are definitely not natural. I brought these trees from a different area. Every area has its own natural tree that you can get. These are one of the ones I brought over. And like these trees will then pop up in other areas. More flowers, and then here's for the frogs, the amphibian spreaders. All these different kinds of frogs. I believe it's this one that's the natural. No. This one. These are the natural frogs. Yes, these are the natural frogs you find here on this planet. Every planet has its own unique frog. Find like each planet beyond the first one will have a bunch of unique, like a frog, fish, and animal, tree, stuff like that. This is a second tier fish farm, as you can see. Normal, a normal fish farm you can't see because I don't have one out. Only will allow you to have one egg. This one allows you to have 3, which you can see each egg buffs what this item does for the planet. And then you can kind of see it. Each egg puts a different kind of fish out. 2 of them. I just like having all the different kinds of fishies out. See, I have 3 different eggs in here, so you can kind of see different fishies. This world is actually pretty empty when it comes to vegetation, other than like certain spots. This is all natural. All this stuff is happening because of that's what spawns with these. All this stuff is natural, kind of natural vegetation. This is my power. These are fusion, cold fusion, basically, or antimatter fusion generators. And then you get these modifiers that you can put down. This is a tier 2, so it holds 3 fuses, and each fuse does something different. Like all 3 of these fuses boost how much energy these put out. Down here to this guy, these produce how much pressure these guys do. So I'm gonna refill my. Oh, yeah, and then one of the first basic things you get is this algae spreader, which basically will cause algae to grow. Which is nice, is those will come, the robots will come and take that whenever I use the algae from the storage. Fill up my water. I saw the bees. I saw these. These are the higher tier ones. Put a seed in here, and then grow. The normal ones will only grow 1, and then the outdoor plots will grow 5. The higher tier, I believe, grow like 7. 6, 7, 8. They grow 8. So 8 of each of these grow. They also give you bonuses. Oh, see, I just reached a point where I unlocked something. So they'll all gather that. Let's go here. Also get these domes that help out. They're not too costly like this one. This one's just really a way to see this before you can actually make the board that I have up. This one you can get on here. You can drop 2 butterflies in. You'll actually you'll be able to create and have insects for biomass. The same thing with this. If you don't have the ability to make the other things, you can make this, and then you'll be able to get animals, animal biomass, which is the fishies. There's an item outside. This real quick. This is the biolab. I think I've already seen this. You can make different things like mutagens, fertilizer, the bioplastic, food, explosives, explosive powder, just to change things. See your messages. This is kind of the storyline stuff you find out in the wild, like other crashed vehicles. Your power consumption, how much and what's using power. This area out also introduced wind turbines. You probably saw it. Things you have unlocked or can unlock in this area, like I just hit 1.01 MT biomass, meaning I can now there's a cheat tree seed generator. It's kind of like the insect one, the frog one, that allows me to put a bunch of stuff in there with a mutagen, and then I can craft this specific tree seed anywhere now. Now if I go back to here, you can see on the terraformation, this guy right here would take 1.9. This guy here, or I'm at 1.9. I think this guy was 1. This guy takes 7 TTI, and I'm only at 1.9 TTI, which 7's a lot, seeing as the vast majority of them are only 4 TTI. And if I leave the planet, it doesn't stop building. You can see all the satellites I have in orbit. This screen. And this is where you can see the entire solar system. So here's the sun. I believe that's Humble. Yes. So here's Aquilus. It tells you everything you can build by coming here, or unlock by coming here, and what the final terraforming index is. 7.00. Tells you all the stages. This planet was really cool because you got to the seismic activity and you'd watch all the land, like the whole planet would shake and then the islands would come out. Selena, which I've already done, as you can see. You know, that one only took 5. 18. Humble, this is the DLC map. Unfortunately, I can't, in this review, I can't show all these maps. I'm just going to show off Qualis, which is one of the moons. Prime, because I need to go back to the Prime planet. By doing each planet, you unlock new things. This is the only other station I don't have because it's Delivery Depot. This is for like if you're trying to take one massive amount of one item from a planet and bring it to another planet to do like a chain build, but it requires like phosphorus to chain build this. So you'd do this and then it would bring just a massive bunch of phosphorus. Your drones would take it all out and then it would shoot back off, get refilled, and then come back and, you know, wash, rinse, repeat. Let's go back to Humble. Humble has its own set of resources. The Crusher, which is nice because it'll crush certain resources into more basic resources because each planet doesn't have certain resources, and the other planets have a bunch of one. Some planets will have a little of others. So it's like each planet's different. Different trees, different plants. It was actually a really fun... It was worth the... I think I spent like $4 on it for the DLC. It was completely worth it, though. Even if it wasn't on sale, even at like a price tag of like $5.99 or $6.99, it was definitely worth it. It wasn't as much content as Prime, but it was definitely worth getting all the different little things, the new kind of story plot. Whereas this was a free update to give you Selena and Aquilus. Yeah, Aquilus. And they were kind of empty. They still both feel very empty. You do get some new stuff. You do get the ability to actually make these crystals that normally you'd have to make a portal for and go find, which is another thing I don't have here. Because those shipwrecks, you can find shipwrecks on, like I said, your area you're in is only a small portion of the planet. And there's other shipwrecks out on the planet somewhere. So you can scan to find these shipwrecks, you spend some crystals, and then it teleports you to that shipwreck, and you can kind of go back and forth, take all the loot, and then close the portal down. It's kind of a way for like end game. Oh snap! I don't have any more of this item. I need more. So now that I've gotten all that, I've got it set up so that the phosphorus, I can just continuously get phosphorus. And then, yeah, I haven't done complete terraforming yet, but I can just let this sit over time and eventually hit that 7. So I don't have to worry about that. That's everything. And yeah, kind of, you can find these posters and random things. What's neat about this planet is that its treasure chests were little clamshells, and you'd come and you'd get the clamshell, and it'd have some cool stuff in it, and then you'd be able to deconstruct it, and it'd give you some actually pretty good resources. And all the clamshells were like different colors for like how rare they were. So that's off this planet to the next one. The only reason why I'm not really going from planet to planet to show you guys like what each planet and what I did on each planet is because of the fact that these are extremely costly to build. I can't. Yeah, space is occupied. These are extremely costly to build, and it's not a resource that I can just snap my fingers and I have a ton of it. So it's stuff that I'd have to go out and do portals for, I'd have to do runs for, I'd have to do stuff for to make it, and I just wouldn't have that time in a single review. But these interplanetary ones have a little storage. You can fill the storage up, fill your inventory completely up, and then shoot off into space to the next planet. What they really need is they really need a way to go from planet to planet on like a fuel cost rather than having to build the rocket every single time to go between planets. That's kind of why I did everything I needed to do. One planet, went to the next one with enough stuff to make it my life comfortable. Hit the next planet, and then did all the things there that I needed. Hit the next planet, and then eventually ended up here. So we're gonna do good. I've got everything I need. It even tells you things you need. You can't unless you have stuff. Then it tells you make sure you have these resources. Make sure you have these resources, and make sure you have these resources. Because you don't start with oxygen. All these planets don't have breathable oxygen, and you can get a chip for your rover that basically unlimited oxygen. So you just sit in it when you need to get your oxygen back. So let's go back to Planet Prime. It gives you a warning. And you get a little cutscene where you get to see your character. And if this is a multiplayer game, so if you do have some friends playing with you, see everybody kind of just chilling in the rocket pod, taking off. In the real sense of this game, I have not beaten it yet. It does have an ending, but the ending is literally you get the opening. The ending is literally you just rocket off into space, and then that's right, I can't deconstruct it. Can't deconstruct things as long as there's inventory in them. You kind of get to this point where you're just like, see this beautiful. See, I want my energy generators. I have to upgrade these. Yeah, I've got to upgrade these to tier. No, these are already upgraded to tier 2. Wind turbines. These things are kind of old and useless now. They're vegetation pods. Actually, one of the here's the portal generator. Go sand. Generate the portal. Scan for distant wrecks. Then you pay these crystals. Tells you what rarity of items and how difficult the terrain and everything is. So the higher the rarity, the higher the difficulty, the better stuff you find. I grabbed all this. So let's this guy. See, I can't see because I can't get my face. Find where my modules are. You can get 3 people, 1 sitting in each seat, 1 in the cab here. It's not on this side. It's got on this side. Yeah, you can see I have the different modules. And then inventory space in the back. And then I have it set up so that anything that goes in here, as long as there's a demand for it, the drones will come grab it and take it. Satellite, this is for messages, kind of like storyline stuff. And pretty much everything here is the same that I've already shown you. You can see it's spread out. Pressure and the heat. Flower spreaders, all the different tree spreaders. You can see out in the distance. Both directions. See how all the trees have spread, and there's some different trees down the way from a different tree spreader. Butterfly farms that I haven't upgraded yet. Those just do grass. Just the flowers. Another thing that happens, as you can see, the sky is changing colors. Meteor showers will happen to bring in resources. Now, this isn't a replenish of the resources. This is these meteors hit, and they'll resource. Here's the middle tier butterfly farm. These resources hit the ground. You collect them because after a certain amount of time, they disappear. Whereas these resources that you kind of see here, once you grab them, they're gone. These guys are stuck. Figure out how to move them. As you can see, there's a little fish shark caterpillar thing. It's all. They popped out. Fish shark thing. Cat lizard stitch thing. Armadillo kind of beetle. And then like a zebra, giraffe, rhino. So you can see that's like the different traits there. The shells, the horns are the different traits. So this one doesn't have any traits. This one doesn't really have any traits. You can see another tree spreader out there. You can see this all started as frozen ice, and then eventually as the planet heats up and stuff, you get these different scenes. You see there's a shipwreck out there. It's kind of hard. I wanted to show you kind of lay area. Now that there's a weather event going on, which fortunately there's no asteroids. You can also do solar panels. Nice thing about this is that if you get stuck, you can always use the unstuck, or if you get someplace and you can't, like, it's just faster to take your jetpack back, you just come here, teleport your truck, boom, no matter where you are. Even if you're in one of the portals, it'll teleport right back there. I think the only thing it can't do is teleport from a different moon or whatever. Yeah, you can also decorate ivy. This actually does stats for the environment. Here's the crusher. It actually tells you, put one of those in, crushes it, turns on that, put that, get that. Just, there's the drones, the gas. These pull moisture from the atmosphere. I know there was one in the last area, but I didn't explain it very well. So this is my first base. It's not very good. It's kind of just a hodgepodge of me learning how to play the game. You see I have an auto crafter making these rods, auto crafter making explosive powder, an auto crafter making bioplastic so I can make circuit boards. Different things, eggplant, squash, beans, mushrooms, wheat, cocoa, honey, flour, chocolate. You can find a recipe and you can make this crafting bench, which will allow you to make like actual foods. The foods do a lot better than just eating like the normal stuff or the superfood. fabric. It's like smart fabric. Change color. You can just change color of silk. Here's the plankton. Different fish. This is like the tier 1 aquarium. This whole bubble here is the tier 2. Recycler. There's a teleporter. Let's go. Oh yeah, this just takes me to my where I've been kind of collecting things, finding stuff from like portals in different planets. Like here's the crab from Wallace. I believe this is the creature from Selena. Or Badillo. And then yeah, so these posters explain like what does what on the creature when you're making its DNA. So it's like these are the traits. This is what it's affected by the traits. This is the color. This is where the color will show up. Same thing with this. See, I'm missing a couple because I don't have the humble creature, and I'm missing. There's 5 starter animals. So I have 1, 2 of the starter and 1, 2 of the expansion ones. And then, of course, there's these other random posters you can find, like. You're a criminal. Excuse me, kitty cat. You start off as a criminal, and to pay your debt back to society, as you can see, you craft a planet and you get time knocked off your sentence. And that's kind of the story. I have these set up. So what these do is it'll take me to my drillers. Which then I have robots that bring in aluminum. They'll tend to take the aluminum. They'll take this guy. Actually just speeds that up. The autocrafter here makes these rods. Then they'll take the rods from here back to my main base. I'm running low on water, but I do the same thing with the uranium and the iridium. Except for I have those set up so that once I've maxed out my storage of these, the drones will then take it from the crafter to here, they'll shoot them off, and I'll get credit. So just a passive way to make money while I'm doing other things. So let's teleport back to the base. You see just different trophies. I haven't found all of them, but I found a good chunk of them. You can kind of put them here in your trophy case. Wish you could turn them. You can't really see. Then on this planet and on Humble, you can find these gold chests, and they give you just these gold trophies. Just little fun extra things. I don't know if I have a spacesuit. Spacesuit. I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah, and to learn things that aren't planet-based, you get these blueprint microchips, and then they just give you a random blueprint. I am completely maxed out. There's miscellaneous. I'm completely maxed out, so I've just been collecting them so that when the next update comes out and there's a bunch of new recipes to get, I have them to make them. So this is just a selection. I think I'm missing 1 or 2 blueprints here, or 1 or 2 spacesuits. Yeah, just a different kind of like, what's more your style, what colors you want to wear. You can emote. I'm not 100% sure what the emote button is, but you can emote. The warden keys. These have to do with the warden key finder thing here. It's part of the main storyline. I don't want to spoil too much or anything, but it's one of the endings of the game. And literally all an ending is you literally all the ending is you hit terraform, come over here, build an extraction rocket, which not too costly, and then you get in it and you just believe it's that one there. You get in it and it just shoots you off into space, and then depending on what you've done, you can see one of the tree spitters out there. Depending on what you've done gives you what kind of ending you get. And so far from what I've seen, the endings aren't too spectacular. Like, if you're doing just a standard ending, you've terraformed the planet, you shoot off, and the Galactic Federation, whatever it is, picks you up. You shoot off and they try to beam you in. Kind of see all the different. Take a look at the map. It's actually a pretty decent sized map. Had a lot of fun, all the different regions, watching them develop, because that's another cool thing. As things happen, each region changes dramatically. See that? All these mushrooms were there. There's an area around here that's a bunch of mushrooms. All these different crashes that you can explore. There's a crash over there, so you can see the debris. A nice canyon that I built next to because I was trying to escape my base flooding. Little hidden spots all over the place. Some you had to use explosives to get through or to get to. There's even like a California dunes. I'm pretty sure this is a dunes reference over here because the ship that's crashed and just kind of the sand and everything. Lots and lots of fun stuff. Even though there's no action, there's no real combat in the game, still lots of fun. Lots of micromanagement, lots of just back and forth, kind of doing stuff. I believe on Humble, I have it making cookies, so I have it set up so that it's making these chocolate chip cookies. And they do exactly the same thing as the high quality food. They sell for a little bit more. I don't have them being sold because of how long they take to produce, but they increase running speed for a small period of time. So I'm like, you know what? I think I'll let that kind of get self-producing going, because it's pretty much the only thing that gives you a decent buff for endgame. This one, oxygen consumption's reduced, and this one, thirst is reduced. But like, these two aren't that big of a deal, and trying to get those eggs is not hard, but it takes far more time than it would take for the cookies. And then these aren't bad at all. It's just this is pretty resource heavy. That is Planet Crafter in a nutshell. The only thing I don't think I showed at that last planet was this is the tree maker. I talked about it. Now I can make these trees. This is the unique one. This is the unique one. This is the unique one from Humble. There's a couple actually from Humble that are unique, but you have to go to Humble to get those. There's only like one or two you can actually make somewhere else. So basically, I'd have to go to Humble. I'd have to find the tree seeds and like a wreck, and then bring them to another planet. I couldn't just make them. See, just more of these. Then you have like a oxygen place times 2, generates bark, and of course more butterflies. This is the only place you can get the golden butterflies, is on Prime, in a very specific location that you kind of do getting the secret ending, which is kind of what the warden keys are for. But this is also a place where you can get the golden frogs, so I have golden butterflies and golden frogs. I haven't really seen if there's any golden fish, but you can see golden frogs, butterflies, and whatever you put out in the wild, put out here in like these habitats. These are the lava frogs that you can only find here in the lava area. So basically, whatever I put out here will eventually appear in the wild. So you can see, whatever I have out is going to fly around. And then if I was to go down into the canyon where none of that stuff is, none of my generators are, you'll see those same butterflies. You'll see the same frogs down there that I have out in the wild. Random incoming larva just chilling there. Pretty sure that's it. Sure that's it. Build, that's right, it's the gun. So the gun is used, most important thing in the game. The gun is used to extract things. You walk up to it, you click, you get it. Backpack. The thing that sucks is that everything takes one inventory slot. Boom. One inventory slot. It does not stack. Boom. 3. So the bigger the backpack, the quicker, the better. Go over here, and I have it set up so he takes titanium. You can see the little symbol right here with the drone means that they're going to come and take it. So you switch over, deconstruct, obvious deconstructs, build, obviously builds. Q, that's right. Q. So kind of quick, wrap this up because this one's getting kind of long. This shows you everything you can build. You can get a microchip in your suit that will take out all of like the tier 1 and tier 2 stuff, or like, yeah, it'll take out like all the tier 1 and tier 2 stuff so that you can only see the tier 3, or you can only see the tier 5. There's the beacon, the drills, the different food growers, the first recycler, the shredder, water collectors, teleporters, autocrafters, drones, all the different things, all the different spreaders of like plants, animals, larvae, fish, algae, flowers, trees, silk generators, all your different informational screens, and if you need to label something like my room stay out, you can make these little signs. And then of course building construction stuff, which I should have mentioned. And then of course just your normal decoration stuff, except for your storage, which you have your storage, and then kind of like if you want to put one of every creature on display, you can get like these displays, put them up, and then put a fish in there, and you'll get to see it in full view. Or if you want a certain plant you want to see, or a certain tree you want to see specifically, you make these flower pots. Yeah, you can even, I don't know, I've built it, but I don't know if it actually does anything. A lot of these you have to find the item, deconstruct it, or find a blueprint. Lamps, lights, just all kinds of fun little things. Some of these you have to purchase with your Terra tokens. So I'm gonna end that here as the sky turns purple, and here's the super alloy rain, and yeah, they just pour in like that. It's kind of frightening. Then you can go collect all the super alloy once it's done. Shaking, because it just shakes for like a good minute or two. Let's see, there's needle. These already have one up. Get some good shaking. Be sensitive. Out. And then they'll grab it from the plot and put it back in there, whatever I just did. So let's wrap that one up here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your time. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how I'm doing. Let me know if you played this game and if you are enjoying it. And let me know what you've done and if you made improvements on it, or if there's anything I missed. It's just a really fun game that I put, I don't know how many hours into, and I can't wait for either the next DLC bundle or whatever they're going to come out with for the next planet. It's holy hell. Yeah, because the ending is like, you can get, as far as I know, 3 endings on Prime, and you can get 2 endings on Humble. So there's 5 endings in total. So I can't wait for the next one. And in a couple year or so, hopefully there's something out for me to do another review on. And do like an update like an updated review. So again, thank you for your time. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know. And as always, you stay you. Most importantly, adventure on.